In the small town of Oakville, something strange was happening. People were disappearing in the middle of the night, their bodies never found. Those who dared to investigate the disappearances were met with silence, as if the townspeople were hiding a dark secret. But one man, a scientist named Dr. Harrison, was determined to uncover the truth. He spent long hours in his laboratory, analyzing samples of dirt and water he had collected from around town. Late one night, as he was poring over his research, he heard a strange noise outside. It sounded like shuffling footsteps and low moans, as if something was dragging itself along the ground. Dr. Harrison cautiously made his way to the window, peering out into the darkness. At first, he saw nothing but the swirling mist, but then he caught a glimpse of movement. It was a figure, stumbling and lurching down the street. As the figure drew closer, Dr. Harrison realized with horror that it was a zombie. Its skin was pallid and waxy, its eyes milky and vacant. It wore tattered clothes that hung off its emaciated frame, and its movements were jerky and uncoordinated. Dr. Harrison watched in disbelief as the zombie reached out to grab a nearby cat, sinking its teeth into the animal's flesh. The cat let out a screech, and the zombie turned its attention to Dr. Harrison's house, lurching towards the door. Dr. Harrison quickly locked the door and barricaded himself inside, but he knew it was only a matter of time before the zombie broke through. He retreated to his laboratory, where he had prepared a makeshift weapon from various chemicals and lab equipment. The zombie finally broke through the door, lunging towards Dr. Harrison with outstretched arms. He swung his weapon, hitting the zombie squarely in the head. The creature let out a blood-curdling scream, but it didn't stop. It continued to advance towards him, its eyes burning with an insatiable hunger for flesh. Dr. Harrison swung again and again, but the zombie wouldn't die. Its flesh was cold and rubbery, and its grip was like a vice. Dr. Harrison was trapped, with nowhere to run and no way to escape. As the zombie closed in on him, Dr. Harrison knew that this was the end. He closed his eyes, waiting for the inevitable, but the zombie suddenly stopped. Its head snapped back, and it let out a guttural moan before collapsing to the ground. Dr. Harrison breathed a sigh of relief, but his victory was short-lived. He knew that this was only the beginning, that there were more zombies out there, waiting to feast on the living. And he knew that he had to find a way to stop them before it was too late.